Hello, collective. Good morning. Tarot Flow here to give you your collective message for today's new moon in Sagittarius. Today I'm going to be using the Modern Witch Tarot. And if you would like to stick around and listen to your message, please stay. And if not, you can scroll away at this time. Remember that all messages are timeless. Time is an illusion and energy is fluid. And this is timeless. So even though this is for the new moon in Sagittarius, if it reaches you afterwards, it's still meant for you to hear. Please take what resonates and leave what does not. So at this time, Spirit, what does the collective need to know about this new moon in Sagittarius? Ooh. Okay, so we got 4 cards here. Try to give you guys a quick message for what's going on. I feel like this new moon is, it's not just giving us a space for us to feel free and liberated because it's in the sign of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the sign of freedom and independence and truth and philosophy. But because the new moon is a dark space, I feel like this could be bringing up old wounds pertaining to why you might need to feel liberated, why you might need to speak your truth, because it's time, right? You're being called to step into that space for you to be able to create consistency in certain areas of your life for 2026. And I feel like for those of you in the collective that feel like old wounds are coming up, old things from the past are coming up based around things that maybe you thought you had healed from, it might be time for you to hone in and like focus on that at this time. You know, you could be triggered at the moment by people, places, and things that you thought was a thing of the past, but now it's coming back and kind of bothering you a little bit. 8:55 on the clock. But I do feel like there is an opportunity here for you to continue clearing some things out in order for you to get to that next level. And I love to see this a lot. Your first card here is the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is, you know, it's giving some type of like witchy energy here. You see, she has her wand, she has this black cat for protection. I feel like a lot of us who are already, you know, prone to our rituals and having our altar and, you know, doing our witchy things during the new moon, full moon, certain moon phases. I feel like tonight is going to be really big on us honing in on creating a burn witch ritual or a releasing ritual to kind of help us move out of that space of being triggered by things from the past so that we're able to kind of move on and begin experiencing something brand new for the future. You also have the Knight of Swords and the Four of Cups. I feel like this is you diligently going towards something that maybe you were ignoring, avoiding, paying attention to something. So I feel like Spirit is giving us the last opportunity for us to be able to close those spaces out. Okay. Especially if things are coming up from the past, there might be a need for closure. You know, maybe in the past you might have avoided it, or you blocked someone, or you cut someone off. Now is a time that, you know, you're not welcoming that energy in, but you're welcoming the opportunity for closure if it's meant for you to do so. Okay. Still keep up a healthy boundary. Still speak your truth. Still, you know, stop inviting toxic people, places, and things into your life. But I do feel like here with the Knight of Swords, it's like someone's ready to do something that maybe they didn't have the confidence to do before. Someone is steadfast in knowing that, you know, they're getting out of their head about something that they know is, you know, it's time for them to do it. You know, the knight is ready to go to battle. They're diligent, they're ready for excitement, they're ready for action. You know, so at this time, allow yourself to be open to how you are having the opportunity to bring closure to things, you know. And swords are, you know, air signs. So what I'm getting also is if you're struggling or having difficulty closing things out from the past, be innovative about it. You know, maybe you never did a burn ritual before. Write yourself a letter and burn it. You know, fold it away from yourself and burn it. Certain things like that. Be innovative on allowing yourself to close, to continue closing out cycles so that you're not reliving the same thing and spiraling in your mind over and over again. Because it's actually bringing the collective to this energy here, which is the Empress. This is beautiful energy. This is going to be really big because this is allowing you to procreate this with the universe. This is allowing you to sit pretty and be safe. And, and I feel like, for the collective, being safe to receive at this time is going to be really big, just because a lot of you in the collective really don't know what your purpose is or what is coming for you. And if you're being safe enough to receive, sitting in that space where you're surrendering and don't have expectation or trying to control narratives, I really feel like the best of what you're asking for is going to come to you times 10. you know and this could resonate with someone also. You could have like a Venus sign and like your Venus could be a fire sign. Your Venus could be in Aries, Venus in Leo, Venus in Sagittarius. um and if so, I feel like that's helping you learn how to love up on yourself so that you can step into, unified relationships with your person, so that you could step into a divinely guided relationship. You know, I feel like that could be the reason why a lot of us in the collective are going through some things where some things from the past keep coming up, or we're being triggered by something from the past. It's because we're meant to close that cycle out so that we can come into something new. And for the majority of us, I feel like it's exes, or it's, people that maybe we cut off, that maybe we've had intimate relationships with, or people that we've had long-standing relationships for the majority of our life. And it doesn't have to be an intimate partner. This could be friends, this could be family members. But just keep in mind that this new moon is bringing up dark things to help you come into your freedom and independence and speak your truth. And I've been saying it for the last couple of days now that Mercury is still in Sagittarius. That's what this is giving. So it is refining, it's helping you refine your communication and your expression with others. You know, Sagittarius energy is very cutthroat, and it could be blunt and straight to the point. So I feel like even for some of you, if you're quiet, if you're timid, if you're passive aggressive, it might be a need for you to speak up in a particular way that people are like, ooh, I've never seen that side of her before, or that side of him before. So that might be necessary for you to be able to close this out. However, I do feel like there is a need for you to go towards something that you've been avoiding. And, for a lot of you, meditation is not going to hurt. Meditation is going to help. I feel like every time I see this card, I always feel like this person's like, ugh, I have to sit and meditate. Ugh, whatever. That's why her shirt says over it. You see what I mean? But there's a need for reflection here. You see this glass or this mirror. There's a need for stability and there's a need for reflection. And because she's sitting here, this hand is coming out of the reflection because it's giving you a breakthrough. It's giving you an epiphany. It's giving you a gift from the universe that's like, here, this is what you've been asking for, but it's going to take a little bit of you sitting down and actually going within for a minute for you to actually figure out what that is, what the download is, what the message is, what the lesson is, how you can close this cycle out and be able to move on from it. Okay. So yeah, that's your message. I love this a lot. I'm loving the Queen of Wands energy and I'm loving the Empress energy. I feel like this is helping you come into you being the best version of yourself. And all of this year, I feel like it's been an initiation into our higher self, and this is our higher self here. Okay, so if this message resonated with you, please message down below. And as always, please like, share, and follow for more. I'm also leaving my email down here below so you can contact me for a personal reading. And collective, please be gentle with yourself today for this new moon in Sagittarius. Go into your dark space with courage and confidence, and you will come out transformed in a completely different person. I love you guys. Bye.